Hey guys, OGL Biden here, bringing you guys my APA Little Cup Wi-Fi Season 2 Week 2 battle against Matt O'Shea and his Montreal Milotic. Now, Matt's a very, very talented Little Cup player, very talented regular player just in general, in the draft league scene, but very, very good Little Cup as well. He's beaten us a few times in Little Cup. I think we've beaten him once. We beat him last season. So hopefully we can, kind of even up the score versus us and get another win right here and, start the season off 2-0, which would be absolutely amazing. But we definitely have our work cut out for us. But yeah, with that being said, let's just jump right into team matchup and then a quick little rundown of the team I'm bringing. The team I'm bringing consists of the my roster. I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm crunched for time, so I'm kind of rushing this and I'm stumbling over my words. Our team, if you did forget, consists of Volibee, Meowth, Clamperl, Sandygas, Machop, Cleffa, Magnemite, Roggenrola, Smoochum, and LOTAD, while our opponent's team consists of the Mudbray, Mankey, Axew, Alolan Meowth, Ducklet, Bidoof, Ghastly, Wooper, Nosepass, and Anorith. Right off the bat, he has so many huge threats versus our team. The Ghastly is always a huge problem. Axew is terrifying. Mankey, I was really scared of in prep as well, because late game that thing can definitely just close combat through my team. And then he has, really solid little Pokemons like Mudbray and, Alolan Meowth and Anorith and stuff like that. So it was definitely a tough team to build for, but I think we have a pretty good set of 6 right here. First off, we have in Eviolite, Adamant Natured, Volibee with Brave Bird, Knockoff, Roost, U-Turn. Very good bulky pivot to a lot of his mons, such as the Axew, such as a physical Meowth, such as a, a Mankey was mostly what I really wanted this to pivot into. With weak armor, we always outspeed it after it hits us once, and if he U-turns out, then we, will outspeed anything in return and get off a big U-turn or a knockoff or anything like that, which is obviously really nice. Next up, we have our Clamperl with Deep Sea Tooth, rocking out with Shell Smash, Protect, Surf, Ice Beam. Now this Mon really just wins the game. If I can get a Shell Smash up, which is very hard versus his team, but if I can manage to get one up and I position myself correctly, then I can just win the game with Clamperl right here as soon as we get up rocks for something like Ducklet or something like that, or any Sash Mons. But it really does go in. We have Protect for Fake Out on like Meowth or something like that, just to potentially scout for that and, not take a bunch of chip after our -2 defense after the Shell Smash. Next up, we have a pretty cool Mon this week, which is going to be Smoochum, rocking out with the ICMZ, Protect, Ice Beam, Psychic, Substitute. Dual Steps hit everything. ICMZ is pretty much a nuke versus my opponent's team. His water type is at least neutral to it, so Psychic plus Ice Beam is really good coverage here. Protect is for potential fake outs when we're behind a sub. And Substitute is when we force switches on things like, Axew and stuff like that. So I figured it would be a pretty good bring in this matchup. Just to get a big hit off on one thing. Pretty much take a kill, and then half of another Mon at the very least, if not even more. So really like Smoochum in this game. Hopefully he can put in work. Then next up we have our Magnemite, rocking out with Berry Juice with Endure, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Grass, and Recycle. I really wanted Flash Cannon this week as well, or even Volt Switch or something like that, but we need Hidden Power Grass, we need an Endure, Recycle, all that stuff just to be sufficient checks to mons on his team. Hidden Power Grass let us hit the Mudbray and the Wooper, so I figured I should go with that. And yeah, that is going to be our Magnemite. Next up, we are bringing LOTAD this week. Mirror B rocking out with the Life Orb, Rain Dance, Surf, Giga Drain, and Ice Beam. This Mon goes in this week. If we can set up a Rain Dance and we have the Ducklet chipped, this Mon can actually just win in the late game. It really does just go in. It has Ice Beam. Ice Beam plus Surf and Giga Drain just really runs through my opponent team, and I'm really hoping I can find the opportunity to set this guy up, but it is going to be tough because LOTAD is not the bulkiest Mon. And then lastly, it's a little bit cut off there, but we have a Eviolite, Palossand, rocking out with Earth Power, Shadow Balls, Stealth Rock, and Shore Up. Just a good reliable rocker this game, gives me decent checks to stuff like Anorith, potentially like Axew. It leads good in this matchup versus pretty much anything not named Ghastly or Ducklet, and I guess Meowth. So we'll see when we get into the game. But with that being said, let's jump right into the game. Now, unfortunately, you're going to see this is a game on Showdown. We actually disconnected 75% through the game. And unfortunately, my opponent could just not reconnect to the internet. His internet was, being a little funky. So we did have to play on Draft Frontier. Next week, though, we will be back to Wi-Fi, so don't worry about that. But yeah, with that being said, let's just jump right into the game. I am going to elect to lead off my Palossand because I think of either a Mudbray or an Anorith lead, thinking he wants to get up rocks right away to break the Sturdy on my Magnemite, to break potential Sash on Smoochum and do a lot, and for my Volibee, my team is very rock speak, so I want to take advantage of him trying to get up his own rocks, potentially, as he is going to lead off with the Anorith, which is completely fine. What he's going to do is go for the knockoff. I'm going to get up rocks of my own, I believe, this turn, just because I know he can't really do too much to me. He's going to get up rocks right here as I go for the Shadow Ball. That's me wishing I would have shored up right there, because you're going to see I'm going to be able to eat this next knockoff, go for the Earth Power, and knock out the Anorith. But now my Sandy Gas is pretty much useless. I'm going to slow things down for a little bit. Yeah, there we go. It's going a little too fast. But he's going to be able to go into his Axew and revenge us right here the turn after, which is unfortunate, but not too big of a deal. We got up our rocks. We did what we were supposed to do. And being that he didn't set up, I can go into my Smoochum and force this thing out, as I am actually going to just throw off my ICMZ. It netted the kill here, no matter what he went into, because if he wanted to Ducklet that plus another Ice Beam or Psychic, definitely knocked it out. So getting rid of this Ducklet is great, because one of the few mons that could actually take a hit from my +2 Clam Pearl. So down that goes. Out comes the Lonely Meowth. I'm going to go for the Protect, scouting for the Fake Out to see what he wants to go for, as he actually ends up going for the Dark Pulse. So this makes me think he might be a nasty plot set, something like that, because it is very good versus my team. I don't really have a switch in, unfortunately. We're going to see these Life Orb as he knocks out my Smoochum, but this does give me a free switch into my Lotad, and I figured this is one of the few mons that I can get my Rain Dance up. So I am going to go for the Rain Dance. That Dark Pulse is going to do a ton, which unfortunately, being that we're Life Orb, going to put us in range of 2 Life Orb hits right here, as I am just going to go for a Surf, as he makes a good play, pivots into the Axew, and he's going to be able to take the Surf, but he will die to the next hit. But however, that was a really good play, because it is going to make me, stall out. I'm going to take myself out due to Life Orb this next turn. So I throw off another Surf, just in case you wanted to switch out and preserve the Axew for some reason, who knows. But down, we're both going to double down right here, and this leaves us 3-3. Now, this is a big play right here. I paused it too late, but I was kind of contemplating about what I really wanted to go out into. I figured he would want to go into Ghastly, and I was looking at my Clam Pearl, and I figured one of the only ones I could really set up on was Mudbray, or I could potentially set up on this Ghastly right here. If he wanted to go into this, if he was not a boosting item, I actually always lived one hit from it after rocks, like even a Thunderbolt, Energy Ball, all that stuff. So I figured if I could get that up and throw off some Surfs, I could win the game. However, in hindsight, this wasn't a very good play, because I could still set up on stuff like Mudbray, potentially Meowth, because I didn't know its last move and all that stuff, as he is going to go for the Thunderbolt and knock us out. I found out after the game, and right after this next play, as I'm going to go into my Volibee and throw off a knockoff, that he was actually Expert Belt Ghastly. So that was a good bring on his end. He really couldn't let, me set up with anything. So down goes my Clam Pearl, which was essentially my win con this week. So things are looking very, very tough. We're able to knock out the Ghastly at the very least, which is great, which leaves us down in a 2-2 situation with Volibee versus Meowth and Mudbray, and then Magnemite in the back. And so he is going to go out into the Meowth, go for the Thunderbolt, so we couldn't have set up on that thing either. Down goes my Volibee, and now it is Magnemite versus the world, as I am just going to go for a, I believe I just go for a Thunderbolt right here, I want to say, because he has no reason to, if he switches out, he switches out, it's completely fine. If he wants to save diff and potentially choke at that point, I didn't think he would want to do so, as he is going to go out into the Mudbray. Now, my play right here is 100% to click Endure. If he's like an offensive Mudbray, I can potentially 2-hit KO him. So I am going to go for the Earthquake, hold on, and then go all the way back up to full. And now, right here, I kind of choke a little bit. It wasn't necessarily a choke. It was just kind of an oversight. I'm not going to say like, oh, he won because I choked. I should have clicked Endure right here. If I clicked Endure, I potentially could have stalled him out of every single one of his Earthquakes, because he had one less Earthquake than I did Recycles at that point if he, kept clicking Earthquake. So what I should have done is just clicked Endure the entire time. I talked to him after he was actually Rest Talk, I believe, with Toxic. So if I would have stalled out his Earthquakes, I could have potentially won this. But instead, I go for the roll on Hidden Power. Even if he's defensive, if I get 2 max rolls, I can potentially knock him out. You're going to see that only does 39 with the first Hidden Power. And now I'm in a really bad spot. If I don't kill with this next Hidden Power Grass, which I won't, we're unfortunately going to lose the game right here in a nice 1-0. Very, very close game. It was a lot of fun to play. I should have just spammed Endure right there. It totally slipped my mind in the middle of the game. So that's completely my bad. But it was a fun game nonetheless. Matt's a very, very good player, and it was a lot of fun playing him and, all that stuff. So hopefully next week we can bounce back. But we are taking on the defending champion in Blinn, and he has a really, really scary team this season. So hopefully we can pull out a win versus him, bounce back, go up to 2-1. I'm kind of glad we got the first loss out of the way early, being that we went 10-0 last season. It put a lot of pressure going into playoffs. We were the team to beat. We were the one that everybody was looking out for and all that stuff. So now we can kind of just play and, settle down and go throughout the rest of this season and hopefully do a good job from there. But yeah, with that being said, again, GG's to my opponent. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe and all that good stuff, just so you can get our league videos as they go up every week. we have multiple, not just Little Cup. We have Academy and all that good stuff too. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna get out of here. Later.